What's up, everybody? We are back at your favorite spot. It's Spot on Sports here in Dallas, Texas, here at Geek League Studios. And I'm here with the best guys in town. That is B-Walk, Brandon Walker, host of the Walker Review.
I'm ready.
And that's Bruce T. Bruce Taylor, co-host of TNT's Baller Nation on KKEI-FM radio. Guys are ready to do it again. We're ready to hit it and make it shake. How you guys feeling?
Oh, man, you know, full. Ready to get some of this indigestion off of my stomach. I got a lot to say, man.
B-Walk, you got something to get off your chest?
I got some stuff to get off my chest. Shout out to those Commerce Lions. They're playing this weekend, West Florida National Championship. I honestly feel like my university finna go D1. We need to. We putting up too many dubs. Finna get this ring. Let's go, Lion U. Get this dub.
You gotta show them the shirt. B-Walk, you gotta show them the shirt, man.
Damn on.
Hey, look at him. Show
on.
the shirt, B-Walk. Show the shirt, man.
Yeah.
This national championship battle is for that title, man. Go Lions, and we wish them the best of luck. But here's for the Philly fans out there wishing their team a lot of luck. Let's get started. The Philadelphia Eagles clinched the NFC East, and it came at a price as they lost MVP candidate Carson Wentz for the season to a torn ACL, and now they will have to rely on backup Nick Foles, who threw 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions back in 2013 as a starter for Philly. Can the Eagles still reach the Super Bowl? B-Walk, I'll give you the first take. Go ahead.
So my man Michael Cobb from the Wife and Kid, it's like one of my favorite shows. He always hits something like, nah. It's not happening.
Michael Wayne.
Yeah, Michael Wayne. You know what it's about. But honestly, and the thing is with this season, how much I dislike Eagles, because the Eagle fans in this city have been irritating me so much.
Yeah.
Now it's like, they can come up with an excuse. Just like it's kind of the equivalent of, if Dez called it, we would have been in the Super Bowl. Now they're going to say, if Carson Wentz would have never got hurt, we would have been in the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear it.
Stop it.
Y'all still have the best record, one of the best records in the NFC. You still have a dominant defense. You still have Jay Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount. You still have your receivers. Hey, should Nick Foles step in and lead the team? But I do not believe in Nick Foles because I looked at some stats from him. So kind of bear with me, guys. So Nick Foles' total stats, he has 9,313 yards total, 56 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. One of the things that the Eagles profited off of with Carson Wentz, being able to extend plays, being mobile. A weakness that Nick Foles has had since he's got into the league. He is not mobile at all. And another thing he struggles with, the deep ball. You have a lot of deep ball receiver. Alshon Jeffries. Goes give him the ball, he's going to go get it.
Nelson Aguilar.
Exactly. So now you're playing with a quarterback that's not only a pocket passer. He has to be throw to now possession receivers, and really it's going to mess up the flow of the game because Carson Wentz with those running plays and be able to escape, he was actually be able to fuel the crowd, fuel the team. And now, once they're unable to fuel the team, I feel like everything's going to go downhill from there.
So you saying that they can go or that
they're not going? Honestly, if I want to pick a team that's going to the Super Bowl for the NFC, I'm picking the Saints because, like you said last week, the Saints will go marching in.
Well, I would like to say that I really do think that the Eagles can still make a push for at least the NFC Championship.
Poppycock.
Or at least the Super Bowl. As you mentioned, they have still one of the top defenses in the league, or top 10 defense. I'm pretty sure top 5 in rushing defense, if I'm not mistaken.
They're ranked 6, 19 points a game.
Top 10, yeah. So I feel like that front seven can hold together. They have the back end has actually come together well in the last few weeks. The running game, which you spoke on, Jay Ajayi, Blunt. They also have Smallwood. They also have Clements, a rookie from Wisconsin. I think that these guys can actually run the ball, make the playbook more simple for Nick Foles. It won't be so much deep ball. It's a West Coast offense anyway, so it'll be a lot of halfback passes, as in flares, little Texas routes. Tight ends will be Brent Selleck will still be a main focal point in the offense. Nelson Aguilar, I think he'll do more crosses, more slants, to get open for Nick Foles. But I feel like they can still make a push with the home field advantage. They may get the first round bye. So if you can miss that one game and have the first home game being in Philadelphia and Lincoln Financial, probably going against the Falcons, maybe the Panthers.
If they get lucky,
yeah.
if they get
You know
lucky.
what I'm saying? Number 1 seed versus the 6th seed. So maybe even the Packers or even the Cowboys.
I'm not giving it to the Packers.
Well,
A-Rod, no, come on.
Well,
Hey, that's a bad.
Well,
man.
I'm just saying we don't really know. Just the lowest seed will have to come to
Yeah.
Philly in the
Very true.
wintertime, in the cold. The team will be more acclimated to that weather at the time. So I think they can make a push to the Super Bowl or at least the NFC Championship.
So I've heard a lot of different takes, different people having their opinions as far as what the Eagles will do without Carson Wentz. I, for one, I stand with you, Brandon. I don't think that the Eagles will. I think they're going to be one and done. I'm going to be honest. Now, can they get past their first playoff game? Yeah, you usually can.
But that
because you are
usually
gonna get
depends on
slow
who
seed.
it is.
It depends on who it is. But when you look at their season as a whole, Carson Wentz over 3,200 yards, only 7 interceptions, 33 touchdowns since he got the starting position. They were 7-9 last year. They bounced back heavily this year. He's paid his dues. He was the guy. That's what got you to 11-2. It's his play, his mobility, as you said, his his awareness, just the ability to be able to make plays when all seems lost. I can name a couple of times I've seen him get out of sacks, and I'm like, wow, how did he get out of that?
Literally.
With Nick Foles, you lose most of it. Now I get the fact that he's been learning under Doug Peterson's offense before. I think it was back in Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah, back under Andy Reid when Peterson was the offensive coordinator, and he was there. I think he threw 3 touchdowns and 400 yards.
He was only there for one season,
Yeah,
so he wasn't there for long.
Yeah, in the limited fashion that he did have. I don't think when you look at the playoffs, it's a different animal. And you run into teams like the Vikings. Let's say the Packers somehow slide in, and then you got the bad man. He's in there. You got the Seahawks if they managed to slide in there. Cam's been there a couple of times.
Man, mention them boys. They got a shot.
Hey, yeah, the boys
They got
we
a
get in.
shot.
They got Zeke. They'll be healthy. Then you have to face these teams. Can you do it without your MVP candidate quarterback? MVP candidate quarterback.
Yeah.
This guy was leading the league in touchdown pass with 33.
Yeah.
You don't replace that. You can't.
And that's the thing I don't think a lot of people are realizing, that this was honestly the runaway MVP of our league. And now you're trying to...
It's a small case for Tom, though.
Tom wasn't going to make it.
I gotta
I'm
make a
sorry.
small case.
It was Carson Wentz going to run away with this MVP race. But just to simply see how it's gone down. Honestly, the one thing we're not talking about, what about the morale and the passion the team is going to have? Because we've seen how teams play when it's passion. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Ryan Shazier. I honestly believe they're going to be a very good team. But with the Eagles losing Carson Wentz, we're at the peak of their game, and now depending on Nick Foles. So you can always replace a linebacker. But a quarterback, that is the driver of your bus. And you've just had somebody driving you guys all around to 11-2, and now you're changing bus drivers? I don't know about that,
And
man.
it's late in the season. I mean, how much do you expect to change? And I'm not saying I like Peterson's next man up mantra. I get it. That's what all football teams, that's what all head coaches are supposed to say. And it really is next man up. This guy gets hurt, you step in and you do your job.
Professional athletes.
Yeah, professional. But it's all about replacing that type of productivity.
Exactly.
You can't. And for it to be late in the season, we got 3 games left.
Yep.
And then you're heading into playoffs. Your team has already hit their stride. Carson Wentz had hit his stride, and that's gone. That takes air out of your team, in a sense. And I mean, I'm not saying that the locker room is still gelled together, but that morale goes down, son. It goes down. And you'll miss that in the playoffs.
We're going to see what's going to happen in the next 3 games. So last week we laughed about them playing the Giants. If they struggle against the Giants, this is going to tell you you're going to see a lot about the Eagles that a lot of people wouldn't have said before they lost Carson Wentz. I'm just saying.
I agree. And with the Eagles, you want that. They need that sense of security going forward out of Nick Foles. Like I said, 27 touchdowns 2013. That's 4 years ago now.
Exactly.
The system, the players are different. And like I said, you take facets out of the game when you lose Wentz and you replace that with Nick Foles.
Yep.
So can they repeat that? Yeah, they'll probably get 1 game in the playoffs, but go far? No, let alone win a Super Bowl, which is probably going to be Tom Brady at the end of the road. And you expect Nick Foles to beat him? No. The Eagles are finished.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel.
I honestly believe that, man.
Bruce, you kind of quiet over there. I know we're not talking Cowboys, so.
I was just letting y'all rant about why y'all felt like the Eagles were gonna not make it. I feel like they still have a shot. You only have to play what 2 games, 3 games, 2 games to get to the Super Bowl, and both games will be in Philadelphia. And you got Fletcher Cox, you got good cornerbacks, good safety. So
home field advantage ain't helping them.
Hey, I didn't say it was. I just said you only got 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. Nick Foles is a proven veteran, even though Carson Wentz hasn't proven anything either. So it doesn't matter about the leadership at the front of the bus. It's just, running game, good coaching, and defense will get them there.
Well, as the Eagles try to continue to get first place in the NFC, we got the battle for first place in the AFC coming up this Sunday as the Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers will get set to play each other. We will debate who will take this game this coming Sunday. It's the Spot on Sports. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment.